Hey everyone, I'm Big John and welcome to another episode of the Disability Show. Now, this week I want to talk to you about food allergy and alternate food tips. Now, when people go to Disney, people think, man, I'm going to have to get a lot of exercise if I'm going to eat nothing but junk food for a week. Not true at all. Because Disney has options for people who are health conscious. So, at the quick service area locations, you can ask to replace your French fries or soda with a fruit and water, something like that. It doesn't have to be all junk food all the time. And also, if you're at a restaurant, you're looking at the menu and you see something that might have something that you're allergic to, and this is something we always talk about on the channel, you can always ask to talk to the chef. We got to talk to the chef many times at Beast Castle, at Cinderella Castle, Crystal Palace, and they came to our table, and they'll come to your table. Sometimes they'll sit next to you, and they'll ask what you like to eat and what your preferences are, and still be able to enjoy the dining experience, even though your meal will be slightly different than everyone around you. But that's okay, because we all eat differently. We all eat different things. And like I said, always maybe replace the junk food with an apple. You don't have to eat all junk food while you're at Disney. You can still eat healthy. So that's my tip. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. Now it's time for this week's Top 5. Now, Disney has had many great attractions over the past 50 years, and there are some that we like that are no longer there. So this week, the top 5 former attractions. Now, number 5 is the Sum of All Thrills at the old Innoventions at Epcot. Now, if you've never done this, first of all, you've been off somewhere else. Now, it was in one of the old Innoventions buildings, and it's where you use math to create a roller coaster. And you actually get to ride it in a simulator thing. And it was pretty cool. I didn't do loops, obviously. Those who know me know that I do not do loops. I really miss this attraction. And that building is now part of, was the temporary mouse gear. Now it's nothing. But I miss it, and I'm sure a lot of people miss it too. All right, number 4, Primeval World. Now, this ride was something that was on the fence for most people. There was an argument. This side likes it. This side does not like it. I liked it. And when the parks reopened, they decided, nope, it's gone for good. And I think that was in the planning even before the pandemic hit. But I really miss this ride. Dinoland and at Animal Kingdom is very quiet without it. Triceratops Spin is having its work cut out for it now, and I hope they put something new in that area, because I think it's being wasted as a sit down area. That's what I think. All right, number 3, one that recently closed this week, the Epcot Experience. Now, this was where you would go into the old Odyssey Pavilion at Epcot and see some of the plans that Disney has for Epcot. Well, Ratatouille and Harmonious already opened, and some of the projects they had planned in that pavilion is still on the fence right now because we don't know if and when it's ever going to happen, like the Play Pavilion, and I don't know if Wondrous China has already begun. I don't keep track of that. Of course, Guardians opens this summer. We're halfway through the construction of the Moana thing, and no word if and when we're ever going to get the overhaul for Spaceship Earth or the Poppins attraction. You never know. Who knows? Maybe we'll come back as something different. I don't know. Disney decides things. I don't. All right, number 2, the Backstage Studio Tour featuring Catastrophe Canyon. Now, this was perhaps one of the studio's best attractions. Before you even get on the tram, you get to see the special effects scenes. You get to go into the prop house where they keep millions and millions of props from millions and millions of movies. There's the dollhouse from the Hannah Montana movie. There's so many stuff. Then when you get on the tram, you get to see all the cars they use in the movies, including Herbie the Love Bug. And of course, the big highlight of the attraction, Catastrophe Canyon. It was definitely a great way to cool off. But I really miss the Backstage Studio Tour. I know a lot of people miss it too. And people are like, we lost this for Galaxy's Edge. And number 1, the Great Movie Ride. Now, at first I was not a fan of the Great Movie Ride because of the Wizard of Oz scene. I'm not a fan of the Wizard of Oz. Sorry if I offend anyone. But anyway, it grew on me, and it took you into the world of the movies. And sometimes a gangster or a cowboy would take over your ride vehicle. But when the news broke out that we would be losing it for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, people were like, are you kidding me? We didn't even get a notice. And I think it's a little unfair because Disneyland is building a new building in their Toontown right now for their version of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So I think it's a bit unfair. But that's just my opinion. So anyway, let me know in the comments what your favorite former attractions are. And now it's time for the semifinals of March Madness. Now, also, remember you can vote in the comments, or you can vote if you're a member of the Disney Vlog Squad or content creator groups on Facebook. All right, here are the 2 semifinal matchups. First up, we have, this is a good one. We have Star Wars Rise of the Resistance versus Peter Pan's Flight. Okay. This is like the modern Disney attraction versus the classic Disney attraction. And I know that there is an argument between the two. So will you go modern or will you go classic in this matchup? You better start choosing. Think that. And the other matchup is Kilimanjaro Safaris versus our reigning champion from last year, Splash Mountain. So, you have the longest ride in Disney, where you see real-life animals in the Harambe habitat. And you got the fastest drop in the Magic Kingdom. So it's kind of the battle between safari vehicles and log flumes. But You guys can decide in the comments, and like I said, in those groups on Facebook. Voting, of course, will end Thursday, and remember, if there's ever a tie, I am the tiebreaker. So anyway, that's this week's show. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, and I'll make sure it gets in a future episode. For this week's shout-outs, first off, Pete McDivitt is now shouting me out every week on his show, where he shouts out YouTubers who need help boosting up their subs. I reached out to him thanking him for doing this, and he said, "Ed, helping you till you reach 1K. I really appreciate that. Subscribe to Pete McDivitt of the Pete McDivitt Show." For our regular shout outs this week, make sure you check out Julie on her Facebook group, Dream to Stream. She does amazing park live streams from the parks when she can, and she doesn't do much of it right now because of her busy work schedule at Hollywood Studios, but I guarantee every time you tune into her streams, it's one you won't forget. Also, make sure you check out a fellow Mainer turned Floridian. I'm not Floridian, but I'm a Mainer. Drew in the Moment. He does amazing live streams from the parks each and every week. He is a cool dude. Make sure you check him out. Also, make sure you check out the Sable family on their channel, Sable Family Vlogs. They do great vlogs and live streams from the parks. Make sure you check them out. Also, make sure you check out subscribe to This Diz Life, hosted by my buddy Mark Valentine. They do a podcast every Monday. Make sure you check him out. And for the latest attraction news, make sure you check out my good friends over at Attractions Magazine. And if you have not yet subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney world are you waiting for? And tap the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, have a zippity-doo-dah day.